The drama surrounding Candace Parker and WNBA Commissioner Engelbert has erupted into one of the most shocking scandals in professional sports. What began as a routine podcast appearance quickly spiraled into a career-defining moment that could change the leadership of the league forever. Candace Parker, a two-time MVP and one of the most respected figures in basketball, didn't just vent her frustrations. She detonated a truth bomb that exposed the cracks within the WNBA's leadership. Her words weren't shouted in anger, but delivered with the kind of calm precision that makes them hit even harder. On her podcast with Aaliyah Boston, Parker laid bare a truth many had whispered but few dared to say publicly. She compared how NBA Commissioner Adam Silver treated her versus how her own commissioner had. The contrast was staggering. When Parker signed her broadcasting deal with Amazon Prime, Silver personally sent her a congratulatory text within hours. When she welcomed her third child, he didn't just acknowledge it, he sent a baby gift to her home. Every Christmas, without fail, a personal card and gift arrived from his office. The man who oversees a multi-billion-dollar league with hundreds of players still found time to recognize one of the WNBA's brightest stars. And Engelbert? Nothing. No text, no call, no sign that the league's own commissioner even noticed. The silence became even louder when Parker retired. Adam Silver immediately sent a heartfelt message thanking her for everything she had done for women's basketball. Engelbert waited 4 months before offering a half-hearted congratulations in passing at the All-Star game. On her podcast, Parker didn't raise her voice. She simply looked into the camera and said, "I have a better relationship with Adam Silver than I do with my own commissioner." The statement hit like a thunderclap. Within hours, the clip went viral, and players across the league began speaking out. Sabrina Ionescu admitted she'd had more meaningful conversations with Silver than Engelbert. Elena Delle Donne revealed that when she struggled with health issues, it was Silver who checked in, not Engelbert. It was as if Candace's calm confession had unlocked a dam, and the stories began to pour out. Within a day, reports surfaced that players had demanded Engelbert's resignation during exit interviews, and whispers of a potential boycott for the upcoming season began spreading. The situation escalated further when leaked audio from a private meeting surfaced online. In the recording, Engelbert allegedly told players they should be grateful for what they have and to stop complaining about salaries. She even suggested that players like Caitlin Clark owed their endorsement deals to the WNBA platform, ignoring the fact that stars like Clark were driving the league's popularity. Even worse, when players brought up officiating issues, Engelbert reportedly dismissed them by saying, "Only losers complain about referees." It was a devastating revelation, the kind of thing that could destroy trust within a league already fighting for credibility and equality. The timing couldn't have been worse. With collective bargaining negotiations on the horizon, the players were already furious about the revenue split, less than 20% compared to the NBA's 50%. Parker's words gave them ammunition to challenge the system. The Players Association, emboldened by her stance, began organizing. Inside sources hinted that if Engelbert wasn't replaced before negotiations, players would take their fight public. Even sponsors started to notice. Major brands like Nike and State Farm reportedly expressed concern about the league's direction, worried that Engelbert's leadership was damaging the WNBA's growth potential. Behind closed doors, the situation grew more precarious. Reports suggested that the board had begun discussing potential replacements, with legendary names like Dawn Staley, Lisa Leslie, and Sue Bird emerging as possible successors. Meanwhile, Adam Silver himself acknowledged relationship issues within the WNBA, a corporate way of admitting that the commissioner had lost control. For Engelbert, it was the worst possible sign. When your own boss begins fielding complaints about your leadership, the end often comes swiftly. As the backlash spread, comparisons between Engelbert's cold detachment and the warmth of other organizations became impossible to ignore. The Indiana Fever, for instance, had built a reputation for treating their players like family. When Sophie Cunningham joined their roster, the front office rolled out the red carpet, establishing a bond that reflected genuine care. From Aaliyah Boston to Caitlin Clark, every player felt valued. The Fever understood what Engelbert seemingly did not, that a league's strength begins with the people who play in it. Financially, the damage was just as severe. Under Engelbert's leadership, the WNBA had failed to capitalize on the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. When Clark's games began drawing NBA-level audiences, Engelbert remained largely invisible. No national campaigns, no major partnerships, no vision to turn the buzz into lasting growth. Insiders now estimate that hundreds of millions in potential revenue have been lost. What should have been the league's breakout moment instead became a symbol of missed opportunity and mismanagement. The storm reached new heights when legends like Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, and Cheryl Swoops issued a joint statement demanding leadership changes. They didn't name Engelbert directly, but their message was clear. The WNBA needed new direction. And investors were taking note. Expansion talks in Philadelphia and Toronto reportedly stalled because potential ownership groups didn't trust the current leadership. Billionaires who once expressed interest were now backing away, saying they wouldn't invest another dollar until there was change at the top. Meanwhile, the Players Association began preparing for battle. They hired a crisis management firm and reportedly drafted a vote of no confidence. Every missed text, every tone-deaf comment, every ignored milestone was being cataloged. One anonymous player recalled Engelbert attending a team event without knowing half the roster's names, a stunning indictment of a leader supposedly guiding a league with barely 150 players. Even on the global stage, the fallout was spreading. International broadcast partners, once eager to grow the WNBA's reach, were now quietly backing out of deals. A European broadcaster declined to renew its contract, citing concerns about leadership. Asian markets that should have been booming thanks to rising stars like Han Shu were cooling off, waiting for the dust to settle. Engelbert's corporate background, once touted as her strength, had become her weakness. Relationship building was supposed to be her specialty, yet she had alienated nearly every key stakeholder. Players, sponsors, fans, and investors alike. That's what made Candace Parker's revelation so devastating. She wasn't an outsider or a disgruntled ex-player. She was the embodiment of everything the WNBA stood for. A champion, a mother, a broadcaster, a role model. Her credibility made her words undeniable. She didn't need to sensationalize or dramatize. She simply told the truth, and the truth was damning. Her comparison to Adam Silver exposed everything the WNBA lacked: empathy, professionalism, and vision. Silver understood what Engelbert didn't, that being a commissioner isn't just about managing spreadsheets and attending meetings. It's about connection. It's about understanding that players aren't just employees, they're ambassadors, the living heartbeat of the game. Engelbert, by contrast, seemed to operate like a corporate manager, detached from the emotional and cultural significance of her role. The WNBA stands at a crossroads. It has never had more talent, more visibility, or more public support. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Aaliyah Boston are helping usher in a golden generation of women's basketball. But all that potential could vanish under leadership that doesn't believe in its players. Each day Engelbert remains in power feels like another day of lost opportunity. Candace Parker's words have done what few thought possible. They've united the league.